Hey guys, Island Homesteader here. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd just take you for a quick walk around the garden and show you what's going on. Getting ready to mow some grass, so just take a few minutes to do this. Let me just start out by saying that I absolutely love my buckets this year. If you watched my other videos, you know that I have, let me try to cover this mic up some to block the wind. I'm growing in, some of this is growing in 5-gallon buckets. These are the double 5-gallon buckets with the wicking cup in them. And these are all peppers, and they are just doing fantastic. This is those gypsy peppers. They're like a small lunchbox pepper. That's as big as they get. Real tasty. Not as sweet probably as some of the colored bell peppers, but look at the number of peppers that are growing in this plant, and this is just the last little flush that it made. It's just loaded with peppers. The heat doesn't seem to bother it, and it's been hot here, 90 degrees for the last couple of weeks, and the humidity here at the beach is just incredible. But none of these peppers seem to have been bothered by that, and they're doing great. No problems whatsoever growing in these buckets. They're holding water well. I only water them maybe twice a week. The peppers, these are probably the healthiest peppers I've ever grown, and maybe some of the most productive. I mean, look at that beautiful red pepper right there. These are orange peppers, yellow peppers in here. I think we've been picking those, and orange ones over here. You can see some down in there maybe that are ripening up. We've picked pounds of peppers, literally pounds of peppers. My wife dices them and freezes them in like snack size bags, so that's about the right size for using them for cooking later. I don't know, she did 30 or 40 bags the other day. So eggplants growing the same way. This is the double 5-gallon bucket with just a spout to water them with, and you can see we're blooming, we're growing fruit, it's setting and getting big. So buckets, this may be my new thing. You know, I started them up here just because I put them out there on the ground one time, and the deer came through and nibbled them one night, so I moved them up here on the deck, and they've just done great. So loving it, loving it, loving it. These aren't double buckets. I wish they were. I wish I had enough buckets to do everything double bucket. I just realized the other day I got a guy that goes to church with me. He's been doing pools and hot tubs for years and years, so he says he probably has somewhere between 50 and 100 buckets sitting at his house. So I think I'm about to make a big bucket score, and if so, this fall there'll be a lot of stuff grown in double buckets. But this is the red okra, doing great, blooming. And I'll tell you what, an okra flower is about the most beautiful flower there is in the garden. Of course, they're in the hibiscus family, so that's why the flower looks so pretty. But the red okra is blooming. It is setting okra. So these are doing great. The green okras, not quite as tall, but look, blooming and setting okras. Looks like we got some aphids. Need to get in here and spray. I know I saw some okra. Look, there's green okra. The Swiss chard is doing great in this wicking container. I'm really loving these wicking containers. So I think there's going to be a lot more of these around here. But this Swiss chard, man, it was just about dead when I planted this stuff, and look at the leaf on that. So the yellow one's doing great. That's a fail. This is, you know, this is real life gardening. That was the squash and cucumbers I had set aside to put in the new hybrid rain gutter grow system that I still have not built. So yeah, they're gone. But and I had watermelon radish growing in that wicking container, and it got hit by aphids, and I tried to treat it 2 or 3 times with neem oil and some soap, and I just could never get the aphids off of them. So I have pulled those out, and we'll replant. I'm thinking about doing a carrot bed, trying to get some carrots to grow. So anyway, loving the buckets. If you haven't tried bucket gardening, man, let me tell you, it is so easy, and it has really been rosemary in the clay pot's been really good. Of course, rosemary's so easy to grow anyway. Herbs down here in the grow bags, in the root pouch grow bags, doing all right. That mist kind of right there, that was coriander or cilantro that went to seed within like 3 weeks of planting it. So the basil went to seed really quick too, and we're just not using it as much as I thought we would, but that's a new thing. So it's first time growing herbs, so we're just trying to figure out how to use them and trying to remember they're out here and use them. So that's the next step in the herb, is to learn how to use them. Sorry if the wind is terrible out here. If you can't hear, I'm trying to block it some. This is a new thing. I just did this the other day. I had those trellises that I was going to try to put out there where I haven't done anything, and I just, you know what, I just got them one day and took them and screwed them to the pallets that I make the compost in. So, and so far it's worked great. That's this Tigger melon here on this end, and I still need to go on the other end and put up one just like this one, this 6 foot tall one. Then I've got these 8 foot tall ones. I've still got 2 more bags over there with Tigger melons in them, but they're growing and they are setting. Something has already got in them. They're setting fruit if I can keep something from eating them. So the Tigger melons are setting. Look, there's another one. Never grown Tigger melons before. This is new, so we'll see. These on these taller ones are golden cassava melons, and they're doing all right. Let's see, I had white bush scallop, squash, yellow squash, and zucchini in there. I had to pull them all out yesterday. They had squash vine borers in them. Every year, same deal. I had grown some squash later, so this is 2 things of zucchini. So maybe we can get a later crop. I'm going to replant these, I think, and try them again. It stays warm here so late into the year. I'm sure I can get squash and zucchini to grow again and set. So let's see. These are the 2 Tigger melons that I still need to get on the trellis. Butternut squash, I moved their bags over here to just let them grow out on the ground. And that's the first female squash that I've seen, and I'll bet it probably hadn't pollinated. I need to find a male squash blossom and pollinate that. But they're growing out here, doing pretty good. It's a blackberry plant that I had gotten earlier this year, and a white raspberry. They're doing great in these containers. All of this right here that's missing, leaves. I had deer come out here and attack these things one night. They attacked the blackberries and the raspberries, and they attacked the melons I had sitting here. So since then, I'm trying a new product that I'm going to do a video on. It's a deer repellent, and since I put them out, I haven't had any deer problems. So we'll see. Tomatoes, as always, I love this hybrid rain gutter grow system. The tomatoes are growing good in there. You can see I've hard pruned them, and they're growing up their strings. Most of them are to the top. Some of them are over the top. That needs to be topped off. But they're growing. They're setting. Probably a little bit of blight setting in. Maybe that's just a deficiency. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if it's blight. I get it every year, it seems like. But tomatoes are growing. Tomatoes are growing. Doing great. So the only one I really haven't liked this year, this blue indigo. It's split, and the string couldn't hold it. It fell over. They're still ripening up on the ground, but I really don't like them. So I won't be growing the blue indigos again. I just don't like the flavor. So, but everything else in here is doing really, really good. So just want to give you that quick walk around. And show you what's going on. Let's see, compost. We've half filled this bin up, so the composting system's doing great, and it's probably about time to turn it into the next bin. We'll see. But just wanted to show you how things are growing. And again, like I said, the buckets are the most impressive to me. I'm just really loving that bucket. Oh, look, here's one I missed. Look at that Tigger melon. It's starting to get some of the stripes where the Tigger part comes from. So cool. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will do a video about the deer repellent and show you guys that, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever had a deer problem. So they seem to be working so far. I'm not going to hold my breath yet. I'm crossing my fingers, and we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and God bless.